moving on down, we'll talk about football. Would you like to go first with
Well,
your top three for
sure.
football?
I'll go first this time. All right. So for me, number three, I had Draft Day. Kevin Costner. He's the Browns GM. It was one of these movies where I think I saw it for the first time, with like not even in theaters, but like it was just all on cable. Like I watched it and I was like, this is actually pretty good. And I was actually like very like pleased with it. You know, it was like funny, entertaining. Chadwick Boseman also in that
Also in
actually.
that movie.
Funny
Also
enough.
in that movie.
Anyway, but yes, I thought it was interesting, fun. So I like that one. Then number two, got to remember the Titans. Obviously, Denzel Washington classic. Great story, that type of stuff. And then for me, number one is The Blind Side. I'm just like, I feel like that one's just like quintessential football movie, great story, you know. So yeah, those are my
Absolutely.
three.
Absolutely. I will
So there
say,
were some a couple ones that I left off that I was a little bit sad about, but yeah, no, those are definitely
yeah,
the good ones though.
absolutely. No, I will say Draft Day is highly underrated. It
Mm,
also is a rare opportunity in the sports world where the Cleveland Browns don't fuck everything up. So
that's
they
true.
actually could. And I'll say
Very true.
Chadwick Boseman, I love the guy, but he's got way more of a baseball body than a football body. He's supposed to play a D lineman, and if
Yeah.
you like,
Yeah,
when he's
DM.
like
That
in
was
game
that was a little,
footage, his pads look huge on him because
yeah.
he's muscular, but he's not a D lineman big.
No.
He's not
D
JJ
linemen
Watt
aren't
big.
just
Like,
muscular. D linemen are
yeah,
like, well, JJ Watt's muscular, but like a
yeah.
lot of D linemen are like
You know what I'm
big guys.
saying?
You know, like
Yeah,
yeah,
he's not that big.
they tend.
So we don't have to talk about football all that much because my top two were the same as your top two. The Blind Side
Oh,
is
okay.
the first, and Remember the Titans is the second. Remember the Titans is just crazy inspiring,
Yeah,
so good.
exactly.
And the scene in the locker room with the song and they're singing "Ain't No Mountain High
Oh
Enough,"
yeah.
legendary. My third is where we disagreed, and I will say I'm proud of you for putting Draft Day because most people don't even know about that movie.
Yeah.
Draft Day was in my honorable mentions because I love it. My third is The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler.
That was one of the ones I was like honorable mention kind of thing. That
It's
was one of the ones.
if there's one thing throughout my whole list that you guys will learn about me is I'm a comedy boy because I have a lot of comedy movies. Major League was my number two baseball movie. I think it's hilarious. It's got amazing, funny performances from Adam Sandler, Chris Rock, and people forget Tracy Morgan plays a transgender person in
That's
prison
right. He
who plays a
does.
cheerleader. It's great.
Joey
It's
Coco
a
Diaz in that
hilarious
too.
movie. Um, Honorable mentions.
Oh my
This
god.
one I was super close to putting at my number three, and it's again another side of football. Jerry Maguire.
Oh yeah.
Jerry Maguire is technically a football movie, and
I
it's
haven't even seen that movie actually.
yeah. So
I have to see that one. I was because I'd always been hearing about it, but I'm just like, well, it's a sport. It's Tom Cruise's sports agent, right?
yeah, he plays a sports agent.
But it's
Cuba
football.
Gooding
Like sports
Jr.
agent.
won an Oscar for his performance as a football player in that movie, and
Okay, interesting.
it's a good movie. Another one. This
Interesting.
is one that I was just gonna bring up to you, Chlemi. It's nowhere near the top three. It's not that. It's like decent, but I remember I
Mm-hmm.
watched it in middle school, and we had one of those stupid things where we all sat in the auditorium and they just like put a movie on instead of having last period. It's
Yeah.
called The Express. It's the Ernie Davis story. You go to Q's.
Oh
It's a
yeah.
movie. It's very 42 style. It's about Ernie Davis, and it's like yeah, I wrote it down. It's like the 42 of football movies. It's not
Oh
great,
yeah.
but I wrote it down just because I remember it from middle school.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you go to Q's, so I thought you'd appreciate it.
I do. Because I saw that when I was looking at like football movies, like to refresh my memory.
Yeah,
I was like, they have an Ernie Davis movie. I was like, all right.
yeah, you should
Yeah,
watch
keep
it. It's
that.
decent. It's decent.